राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी. All of you all sing along. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Jashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana. Jashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jayo Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Jashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana. Jashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Radha, Gopinath Radha, Gopinath Radhe. Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Shri Radhe. Jayo Gauranitai, 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 Jayo Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतः पदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे रामो 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। So I'm very happy and excited to be here at this Prerna program, and it's wonderful to see so many youngsters come and take up. Today's topic is spirituality and modern youth. Seeing so many modern youth here, I feel all of you all already know the topic. Right? It's very inspiring that in today's time and age, on a Saturday evening, so many of you all have gathered here. So very happy to be here, and I welcome all of you all for this program. So this topic, spirituality and modern youth, it's quite an interesting topic. Because for most people, these both words don't go together. So most people, at least the youngsters, the modern youth, they have the understanding that modern youth means just enjoyment. Spirituality is for the elders. In English, there is something called oxymoron. You'll have heard of what is oxymoron. Oxymoron is two opposite words together. Like, they say, please give me an exact estimate. Estimate matlab andaz. Exact matlab accurate. So when you say, please give me an exact estimate, that's an oxymoron. Two opposite words. Or someone will say, this guy is seriously funny. Serious and funny are opposite things. But you'll say, he's seriously funny. Like this. These are oxymorons. Our Gopal Prabhu, he makes this joke. He says that there's another oxymoron. What is that, They are happily married. Happy and marriage, oxymoron. So similarly, this word, spirituality and modern youth, quite often looks like an oxymoron, two opposite things completely. But in today's session, we will see that spirituality is meant for everyone and definitely meant for the modern youth. Definitely meant for it. So in today's session, we will explore 3 topics. Our session is going to be divided into 3 parts. First, we will explore what is spirituality. Second, we will explore what are the benefits of spirituality. And third, we will explore why to take up spirituality when we are young. These are the 3 parts in today's session. So coming to the first part of what is spirituality. So the English dictionary of spirituality means something where you are living in accordance with the spirit, the Atma. Lord Krishna in the Gita, he tells that there are 2 natures in this world. One is the spiritual nature and one is the material nature. And Bhagavad Gita, it starts with this basic understanding that we are not this body, we are spirit soul. In Sanskrit, this is called Aham Brahmasmi. Generally, when someone asks us, who are you? How do we introduce ourselves? We introduce ourselves with our name, our profession, the place where we come from. That's how we introduce ourselves. But these are not who we are. These are all designations of the body. But the scriptures emphatically mention we are not this body, but we are spirit soul. So this is like the basic understanding of spirituality. That we are not this body, but we are the eternal spirit soul. Just like, many of you all might be engineering students, math students. Right? When you solve a maths problem, if you get the first equation wrong, the first, place only you go wrong, definitely the answer is going to come wrong. Yes or no? Isn't it? So similarly, in life, if you get this foundation wrong, if we miss on who we are, if we identify ourselves as completely wrong, then rest everything in life will be wrong only. And that's how in this world, whatever people do, people are never happy. Because they have got the basics wrong. So spirituality means living a life on the level of the Atma. A culture where you live a life in accordance with the Atma. And what is the Atma? The scriptures explain Atma is part and parcel of God. We are all spirit, part and parcel of the Supreme Spirit. So the actual spirituality or the dharma, spirituality in Sanskrit is also called dharma. So the dharma of the Atma is to serve God. Just like as students, how many of you are students here? How many of you are students? So as students, you all have dharma, right? What is the dharma of students? To study. The dharma of a professional guy is to work, right? So we have different dharmas. These dharmas relate to the body. But there is one dharma of the soul that never changes. And what is that dharma? That dharma is to serve God, being in connection with God. And that's what spirituality is about. In Sanskrit, another word for dharma is called yoga, to establish that connection, right? To make that connection. And in the Gita, Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, which is like a yoga shastra, Krishna explains different types of yoga. Jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, ashtanga yoga, karma yoga. But then Lord Krishna mentions very clearly, of all these kinds of spirituality, right? Of all these kinds of dharma and yoga, the highest is the process of bhakti. Yoginam api sarvesham madgaten antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam samay yukta tamomatah. So Krishna says the greatest spiritualist, the greatest yogi is one who always thinks of Krishna, who is a devotee of Krishna. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. See, Bhagavad Gita is a dharma shastra, isn't it? Bhagavad Gita is a dharma shastra. The first word of Bhagavad Gita is the word dha. The first sloka of Bhagavad Gita is Dhritarashtra vacha, dharma kshetre kurukshetre. That is the first word. And the last word of Bhagavad Gita is the word ma. The last word is ma. So between dha and ma is the word ra. So Bhagavad Gita is a dharma shastra. Krishna is inspiring everyone to practice dharma. But at the end of Gita, what does Krishna say? Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya. Give up all varieties of dharma. So what we should do? We should follow dharma or we should not follow dharma? So what it means is, when Krishna is saying, give up all dharma, Krishna is speaking about the highest dharma or the highest spirituality. And what is that? The process of bhakti yoga. The scriptures explain, Jivero swarupoi krishnera nityadas. As Atma, our duty, the dharma of the Atma is to serve Krishna. So many people have different understandings of spirituality, right? You go around in the world, so many people will say that I'm spiritual, I'm following a spiritual path. Definitely they may be following it, but according to the Gita, the highest level of spirituality is following the process of bhakti yoga. And this opportunity to practice bhakti yoga is available to all of you all by getting connected to the center. So this is something that is very, very rare, which is not easily available. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye. Lord Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita, after many, out of millions and millions of people who take up to the path of spirituality, very few people come to this place of Krishna consciousness, surrendering to Krishna. This is something that is very, very high. So therefore, we need to take up to the process of Krishna consciousness. So someone may say, okay, we have agreed that Krishna consciousness, bhakti yoga is the highest form of spirituality. But the question may be, what are the benefits I will get by taking to the process? There is nothing we do in life without knowing the benefits of it, isn't it? Whenever we choose a career or job, whatever it is, we choose whatever we want based on what benefit I will get. Like when you choose a mobile, you see now what are the features of the mobile, what benefits I will get. So similarly, for us to take up to the process of bhakti, we also need to understand a little, if I take up to the process of bhakti, spirituality, what will I gain? The first benefit we will get by taking to the process of bhakti, we will experience happiness. All of us want happiness in life, isn't it? Anandamayo bhyasat. We are all searching for happiness. Whatever we do in life, whether it is going to a movie, whether it is partying, going out for a tour, whatever it is, going to a restaurant, we are all doing it only for one purpose, and that is to be happy. And when you all come here for satsang, when we practice bhakti, we are also doing it for the same purpose, to be happy. Because Krishna in the Gita explains very systematically where real happiness is. The Bhagavatam explains, Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir adokshaje ahetuki apratiyata yayatma suprasidati. Suprasidati means one becomes very happy. How does one become very happy? By taking up to the process of Krishna consciousness. We may feel in this world that, if I have a lot of things in this world, I will be happy. But there are so many people out who have so many things in this world, but they are still not happy. Suicide is not committed by poor people. Have you ever read in the paper poor people committing suicide. Who commits suicide? The people who have everything in life. Right? To commit suicide, you have to jump from top of a building. Na? Now someone is staying in a hut down. From where he will jump? Hai ki nahi? Only if your house is on the 100th floor, 50th floor, you will jump. Hai ki nahi? So the point is what? When you are very successful, when you have money and when you are in this illusion that all this will make me happy, and when you don't experience happiness, that's where all these thoughts come from. So material things may give little satisfaction, but they will not make us completely happy. The scriptures and Srila Prabhupada gives a very simple example. Just like fish. In Goa there is fish everywhere, right? On the shore of the ocean. Right? Just like a fish. For the fish to be happy, what the fish needs? Water. That's all. Simple, not complicated. Very simple. The fish doesn't need anything else. You give the fish everything else, but you don't give the fish water. Will the fish be happy? No. Similarly, all of us are like this fish. And water for all of us is spirituality. If we have everything in life, everything we have in life, but we don't have this water, what is the use of it? Just like a mobile phone, what is the purpose of a mobile phone? What is the purpose of it? To make calls, to connect. Now along with that, the mobile phone has features. It has calendar, you can keep your notes, everything. Imagine your mobile phone, all the features are working, but you can't talk to anyone. What is the use of a phone? No use. Similarly, you have all the features in life, but you don't have that connection with God, you're not happy, then what is the use of everything? So if you want to be happy, the real way in which we can be happy is by making this connection with God. One time, there was a queen. The king loved this queen so much, he gave this queen a very costly necklace, pearl necklace. And as the queen was wearing this necklace, a crow came and took this necklace and went away. And the queen, she was so angry, she was so sad. She told the king, I want that necklace only. So the king, he announced that whoever gets this necklace, I will give whatever wealth they need. So everyone in the kingdom started to search for the necklace. So finally one guy found the necklace. You know where? He found it in the water, in a pond. He could see the necklace in the pond. And he started to jump. Right? And he would go inside, but the necklace wouldn't come in his hand. He could see it, but he couldn't get it. He tried again and again. He couldn't get it. In the meanwhile, some people set up counters there. What is the best way to dive so that you get the necklace? People started to give seminars like this. And this guy started to attend seminars. How will I get the necklace? Finally, one person came and told him, Baba, the necklace is not in the water. The necklace is on the tree on top. What you're seeing is the reflection of the necklace. How much ever you jump, how much ever seminars you do on diving, art of diving, the art of getting the necklace, how much ever seminars you attend, you will not get the necklace. Because the necklace is there, you are searching here. Similarly, all of us, how much ever we try to enjoy in this world, we will not find happiness, because happiness is not there in this world. Happiness is there in the spiritual world. What you can see here is only the reflection of happiness. It will appear that it is there, but as soon as you go near it, it will slip out of your hand. You will never get it. So if you want to be truly happy, the best way and the only way, not the best way, the only way is to make this connection with spirituality. This is the only way. The scriptures give this example, just like you have something called a deer called a kasturi mrig. You have heard of this? Musk deer it's called. Musk, it is a fragrance, one of the costliest fragrance in the world. So there is a deer called musk deer, kasturi mrig. From its nabi, this fragrance comes. But the deer is foolish. He doesn't understand where it is coming from. So the deer searches all over the jungle, like mad, for this fragrance. And finally the deer dies. But it doesn't realize that the fragrance is coming from its own body. So that is the irony of our society. We are searching for happiness everywhere. We do everything. But happiness is there with us on the level of the Atma. We just need to make that connection. So that is the first benefit we will get by taking up spirituality. And what is the benefit? We will be happy. I will ask you all again. I want you all to remember these points. So what is the first benefit of taking up spirituality? We will experience happiness, which is what we are looking for. The second benefit of taking up spirituality is you will become truly successful in life. How many of you want to become successful? Everyone does, right? Everyone wants to become successful. Who wants to be a mediocre? Everyone wants to become successful. Everyone wants to be the best. By taking up spirituality, you can get that success. In today's world is a world of competition. Today's world is a world of pressure. You have to be focused in life. As students, you all know, there are so much distractions out there, right? In college life, there are unlimited number of distractions. People go to college, students go to college to study. They end up doing everything else other than study. Everything else they do. They forget what they come here for. There is so much distractions. One devotee said, today's world is a world where there are weapons of mass distraction. Definitely there are weapons of mass destruction also. Nuclear bombs, atomic bombs. But more dangerous than that are weapons of mass distraction. And this one, biggest distraction, mobile. Biggest distraction. So to become successful in life, any field, not only spirituality, in your work, in your study, in any field, you have to be focused. You have to be efficient. You have to control the mind. You have to be free from distractions. And this is what spirituality will help you for. When you sit to chant Hare Krishna, when you sit to practice meditation, read scriptures, your mind becomes very sharp. Intelligence becomes very clear. This is the result of reading Bhagavad Gita, chanting Hare Krishna. Arjuna was in a state of utter confusion before the war. Arjuna took 45 minutes to hear Bhagavad Gita. And because he heard it, Arjuna's doubts became very clear. Nashto moho smritir labdva tvat prasatan maya chuta stitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. Arjuna, who was actually on the verge of major depression, on a breakdown, before hearing Gita, after hearing Gita, Arjuna becomes so confident. All of us want to become like Arjuna, isn't it? I remember many years ago, as they made the announcement of my introduction, a couple of years ago, we had conducted Gita competition in all the schools of Goa. Went to around 120 schools everywhere. And we had to convince children to enroll for this competition. There was a registration fee for it. So the principals would allow me to either talk in an assembly or go class to class and convince children. Now, you have school children from 5 to 8 standard, 9 standard, whatever. And I have 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, I have to convince maximum children to enroll for the Gita competition. So I would do one thing. I would speak many things, but one thing I would always do. I would go and ask all the children, how many of you all have heard of Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata? Everyone would say, we have heard. I would tell them, how many of you all heard of Arjuna and Duryodhana? Everyone would say, we have heard. I would ask them, do you want to become like Arjuna or do you want to become like Duryodhana? All children would shout, Arjuna! That every children knows. So then I would tell them, what is the difference? Both Arjuna and Duryodhana studied under the same teacher. Same school. It is not that Arjuna learned something extra. Same Dronacharya, same school, everything is same. What gave Arjuna the upper edge? What made Arjuna successful? The difference was Arjuna heard Bhagavad Gita. He came for satsangs like all of you are coming. He made this choice. Today on the Saturday evening, you all could have done hundreds of different things. You all made this choice. Because Arjuna heard Bhagavad Gita, he gave Krishna a chance. The result is, all his doubts became clear, he became so intelligent, and Krishna's mercy was there, he just became successful. So if you want to become successful in life, getting connected to spirituality is the key. is the key. Not only for spiritual life, even for your material life. You will become very, very good at what you do. One of our acharyas is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. In those days, he was a district magistrate. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in one day, he would clear so many court cases. Generally, what would take a judge months together, Bhaktivinoda Thakur would do it in a day. He was very efficient, very focused. In our Vedic scriptures, we have two histories, itihas. One is the Ramayana and the other is the Mahabharata. Both were great wars, great fights, great competitions. And in both, the heroes were devotees. Who is the hero of Mahabharata? Arjuna. And who is the hero of Ramayana? Definitely Lord Ram. But who assisted Lord Ram? Hanumanji. Now people worship Hanumanji everywhere, in every nook and corner. Why people have so much respect for Arjuna, Hanumanji? No one wants to name their child. If a child is born, will anyone name their child Duryodhan? Will anyone name their child Ravan? No. No one wants to name their child. Everyone wants to become like Arjuna. Everyone wants to become like Hanumanji. And why do you respect them? Both of them were highly successful in what they did. They were very efficient. They could do this because they took up to spirituality. So the investments you all are making here is going to help you all in the long run. It's going to help you all. Right now you all may not be able to understand it, but if you just do it now, just practice spirituality, in very soon, in some time, you will understand what difference it has made. I always give this example. You have in Ramayana, you have the example of Ravan, right? Ravan, he was highly successful. No, in today's time, no one can become more successful than Ravan. He had a city of gold. Mukesh Ambani, he has his house in a building in South Bombay, right? That's just a building of cement, not of gold. Ravan had a city of gold. Can anyone become more successful than that? That's what he had. He had an airplane called Pushpak Viman. Anyone has that? No one has that. It can just fly on its own will. Pushpak Viman. But Ravan, he chose Lanka. He chose material success, but he gave up Lord Ram. He gave up spirituality. At the end, what happened? Ravan neither got Ram nor got Lanka. He died. And in the same Ramayana, you have the example of Vibhishan, Ravana's brother. Vibhishan gave up Lanka, gave up the golden city to surrender to Lord Ram, to take up spirituality. And what did Vibhishan get? Vibhishan got Ram also, and he got Lanka also. Who's more intelligent, Vibhishan or Ravan? Vibhishan. And in the Mahabharata, you have same example of Arjuna and Duryodhan. This guy Duryodhan, in order to get that throne of Hastinapur, what not this guy did. Every nook and thing. And Duryodhan was not a fool, he was a very intelligent guy. In today's world, probably he would have topped the MBA also. Right? Very intelligent guy. But no character. No character, no spirituality. So he got Hastinapur for some time, but at the end he lost Hastinapur also, he lost his life also, and he neither got Krishna in his life. Arjuna, he chose Krishna. And what did Arjuna get? Arjuna got Krishna also, and he got Hastinapur also. So if you want to become successful in life, even in material life, it's important that we prioritize spirituality. Stephen Covey, you all have heard of Stephen Covey? Stephen Covey is, if you have not heard, it's still okay. Nothing great. Stephen Covey is a, motivational and he's like a guru in the Western world, leadership guru. So he's written this book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So Stephen Covey in this book mentions, what is the difference between a leader and a manager? A manager is one who can efficiently climb a ladder. You tell the manager, chado ladder pe, efficiently, fatafat chadega. But a leader is one who will first understand whether the ladder is on the right wall. You have like a long ladder, you efficiently climb the ladder, but after reaching there, you understand the ladder is on the wrong wall. You have wasted your time, no? So this is the difference. Material life makes you climb, but spiritual life will tell you whether the ladder is on the right wall or not. This is the second advantage of taking up spirituality. You will become successful in life. The third benefit and advantage is we will become peaceful and satisfied. Everyone wants to be peaceful. But the irony is we do the very things that destroy peace. We say we want peace, but we do the very things that destroy peace. One time someone came to Gautam Buddha and told Gautam Buddha, I want peace. Gautam Buddha told him very simple, give up I, give up want, you will have peace. So people say, I want peace, but what stops us from becoming peaceful is that I, ego, and the want, desire. So spirituality reduces the ego and reduces unlimited material desires we have. Krishna tells in the Gita, Vihaya kamam yah sarvam pumam charati nishpraha nirmamo nirahankara sashantim adigachyati. So Krishna says if someone wants to be peaceful, one has to give up material desires, reduce it. One has to give up ego, sense of proprietorship. These are qualities, divine qualities that one will gain when one takes up spirituality. And in this way, one can actually be peaceful in life. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, you have the example of Hiranyakashipu. Any of you have heard this example of Hiranyakashipu? Any of you have heard? Hiranyakashipu in Satyuga was like a great king, just like Raman. Hiranyakashipu was a great king. Hiranyakashipu literally means, Hiranya means gold. And Kashipu means soft bed. So Hiranyakashipu, he had gold and he had soft bed to enjoy. So this was material standard of enjoyment. But Bhagavatam says Hiranyakashipu had everything in life. He was the controller of the entire world. Demigods were under his control. But he was not peaceful. He was the most miserable person. But you have the example of Sudama ji. You'll have heard of Sudama. Very simple Brahman friend of Krishna. He didn't have anything in life. But Sudama was very, very happy and very satisfied in life. So if you want to experience peace and satisfaction, taking spirituality is the key. And the fourth very important benefit of taking up spirituality is to experience real life. All of us want to experience the real adventure of life, real life. But most people in the material world, what they experience as life is not at all life. Material life is just an illusory life. It is not the true life. Kevalashtakam, this song explains, Abramba stamba pariyantam sarvam maya mayam jagat satyam satyam punas satyam harer namaiva kevalam. All this world is a place of illusion. Right? Nothing is real in this world. Real life is experienced only when one takes up to the life of spirituality. This is what the benefit of spirituality is. One time, Srila Prabhupada would often give this example. There was one lady, an old lady. She had a parrot in her house and she loved the parrot a lot. Because she loved the parrot so much, she decided, let me buy a golden cage for the parrot. So she went and bought a golden cage. After that, she was so immersed in polishing the golden cage, she forgot to feed the parrot. And she goes after 1 week and sees the cage is shining, but the parrot is dead. Operation successful, patient died. Hare Krishna. So she forgot why she's made this cage for. So this body is like a cage. The parrot, the Atma is like the parrot. We are so busy taking care of the body, feeding the body, doing everything for the body, we have no time for the Atma. And that is why we are all miserable in life. We are not able to experience real life. As youngsters, when we all take up to spirituality, and spirituality revolves around seva, the idea of service. When you all take up to this life of service, this is where you will experience real happiness and real experience adventure of life. In Italy, you have this two ponds or two seas basically, water bodies. One is called the Dead Sea and one is called the Sea of Galilee. Have you all heard of this? Dead Sea basically is a water body, huge water body, where nothing grows. It is so poisonous, so acidic, there is no life in this Dead Sea at all. No life at all. No plants grow, no fish, nothing. And just next to it, there is a Sea of Galilee, which is flourishing with life. And the interesting part is, both the Dead Sea and the Sea of Galilee get water from a river called River Jordan. Both, the source is the same. But what makes one dead and what makes one alive? The difference is, the Dead Sea accepts water, but there is no place, outlet for it to give out water. So all the water comes there, starts to rot, becomes very acidic. But the Sea of Galilee accepts water and also gives out water, therefore its water remains fresh. So when we embrace the principle of seva, especially in youth, we will actually feel blissful and satisfied. We will experience real life. So the purpose of life is a life of purpose, where you will live a life based on the principle of service and helping others. So these are 4 benefits we discussed. There are unlimited number of benefits, but in essence we discussed 4 benefits of taking up spirituality. What are the 4 benefits? What is the first one? To be happy. What is the second one? To become successful. What is the third one? To become peaceful and satisfied. And the fourth is to experience real life, the adventures of life. So someone may say, okay, fine, the benefits of spirituality are there. So now, why do we need to accept spirituality when we are young? We might as well enjoy life completely and then take to spirituality when we grow old. So, as Rakesh Prabhu was explaining, the first principle is, we have no idea whether we will live up to old age. Does anyone have any guarantee? No guarantee. Nishwase nahi vishwasa kada rudo bhavishyati kirtaniya mato bhalyad harer namaiva kevalam. When that last moment, that last breath is going to come, no idea. I know so many of my engineering friends, few of them, my school friends. One of them just died in an accident, young boy. One of them in my school days only, in 11th, 12th, he passed away. One of my friends in my initial school days, 9th standard, he just met with an accident, passed away. All of you all definitely might have seen experiences like this. What is a guarantee that someone will live a long life? We may postpone spiritual life. Let me take up spiritual life when I'm old. Great. But what is the guarantee that you will reach old age? Where is that guarantee? There is no such guarantee. So therefore, spiritual life has to be taken up now. It is now or never. Param Pujya Radhanath Swami Maharaj, in his book Journey Home, he mentions this story. One time he was sitting in Allahabad. Allahabad is where the Sangam happens of Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati. So he was just sitting there and meditating on this holy rivers. So he sees one hawk, one eagle. The eagle comes down slowly, gets into the water and picks up a fish in its legs and goes away. So Maharaj was reflecting, this fish that was swimming in the water probably might have never realized that it is going to be the last day of his. He was just living life very casually. But this hawk comes and takes it away. So similarly in our life, we just live life like this, expecting that life will continue for a very long time, I have many years to go. But we have no idea how much life we have. So an intelligent person does things that are important right now. There is nothing that we can postpone. So spirituality cannot be postponed. I remember when I was studying my engineering in Goa Engineering College, the first year of engineering, we had an English subject. And we would have one teacher, very nice teacher. She came and taught us English phonetics. You know what's phonetics? Phonetics means pronunciation. And she made us repeat this sentence. Time and tide wait for none. She made us repeat. When you say time, where should your tongue hit? When you say tide, where should your tongue hit? She was teaching us pronunciation. Because once you become an engineer, it's also important how you present yourself in companies like that. So she did this. When I reached my second year, I got the news. This teacher who came to teach us died and she just passed away. She was making us repeat, time and tide, wait for none. And everyone just kept repeating. But this is the reality of life. Time and tide, wait for none. You really don't know when what is going to come. One time there was an old man who was going in a forest. And suddenly a tiger came and attacked him. So the old man said, the tiger said, I want to eat you. I want to drink your blood. The old man said, Baba, my blood is cold. Why don't you find a young guy and drink his blood? His blood will be hot. So the tiger told this old man, today I'm in mood of drinking cold drink. So the point is what? Young, old, whatever it is, death is going to come. So old age basically means who's old? The one who's close to death is old. That means we really don't know when death is going to come. We are already old enough. We are already old enough. When we say our age, how do we say it? We say, I'm 22 years old, not young. With the passing of every year, we are getting old. And youth is the right time to take up spirituality. So this is the first reason why we need to take up to spirituality in youth, because we really don't know whether we will live till old age. The second reason is, youth is the right time to work on desires. Many people have this misunderstanding that, as youngsters, there's a lot of passion in the body, right? A lot of passion. You want to enjoy, you want to make it, So many people feel that when I get old, as the body gets older, the material desires will reduce. But it will not happen automatically. This is a big illusion that with time, automatically, the desire to take up spirituality will come. It doesn't happen. The other day, I was just, I serve in this Panjim area. I was just crossing this ferry from Betim till Panjim. If you all know this ferry from Betim to Panjim, it passes through right across all these casinos. And evening time, I was on this ferry and I was seeing these casinos. And I saw one old man. So to get to these casinos, which are in the middle of the river, there's a small boat that takes people across. So this guy was getting into that small boat. He's so old, he can't even get down that steps. Someone is taking him. And what he's going to do in the casino? He's going to see the dance of young girls there. This is what he's going to do. So we may feel that when I get old, automatically the desire for spirituality will come. It is not so. It is not that easy. Just like if the room is dirty, so if you say, as time goes, the room will become clean. Will it become clean? No, it will get more dirtier. You have to clean it. You have to start the process of cleaning. On its own, it is not going to go. One time, there was one old guy, he was so attached to his company that he had created, not ready to give it up. His sons have become big. Still, this guy is poking his nose in what the sons are doing. The sons got frustrated. They called one sadhu and told him, Baba, we'll give you whatever money you want. Bring some vairagya in our father. This fellow is still attached. So sadhu said, okay. Sadhu gave lot of pravachan, journey of self-discovery course, so many things he gave. No vairagya. So the sadhu said, let's go for Tirth Yatra. This fellow is going for Tirth Yatra everywhere. After going everywhere, they come to Varanasi. Manoj is from Varanasi. In Varanasi, there is a place called Manikarnika Ghat. If you have gone to Varanasi, Manikarnika Ghat, there is dead bodies burning continuously. Beautiful sight it is, for those who can see it in that way. Very good place to develop renunciation. So this old guy came to Manikarnika Ghat and he saw so many bodies burning. Tears started to come from his eyes. Sadhu thought, finally, this fellow has developed some renunciation. Something. So the sadhu asked him, what is your realization at this point? So the old man said, I have wasted my life. Sadhu said, wow, I've made this fellow convinced him that he has wasted life without God. So the sadhu asked him, why have you wasted your life? He said, because I spent my whole life in cloth business. I didn't know that there is so much demand for wood. I would have done wood business also parallelly. So those who feel that renunciation will come automatically, it doesn't come automatically. We have to work on desires. And youth is the right time to work on these desires. The third reason why we should take up to spirituality while we are young is youth is the best time to mold our habits and learn. Right? See, habits gets formed earlier in the formative ages, in childhood and in youth. Once these habits are formed and a person becomes old, very difficult to change. It's not that you can't change it in old age, you can, but it's very difficult. Because we are been preaching Krishna consciousness, interacting with people for like so many years now. So we know elderly people who take up, who already are used to a certain lifestyle, very difficult for them to change. Very difficult. I remember, one of my first interactions with Radhana Swami Maharaj in the initial days, 1999, 2000, when Maharaj had come to Goa. Very few devotees were there right in the Ponda center where we had. So I had asked Maharaj this question, Maharaj, you speak about surrendering to Krishna. What does it really mean to surrender? So Maharaj gave me some answer, but then I remember one thing that Maharaj did say. Maharaj told me, young life, youth, is like a green bamboo. A green bamboo, you can bend it. You can put it into a shape. Once the bamboo becomes old, brown, you try to bend it, the bamboo is going to break. So Maharaj told me, you are young now, you can shape your life now. As time goes, it's very difficult to shape it up. So youth is a great opportunity. As I told you, we keep meeting so many people. So many old people who take up to process of Krishna consciousness, they always tell me, Prabhuji, we wasted our young life. We wasted our young life. We should have taken up this process younger. Because they realize that there is so much to learn. There is Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, so much to read. And they realize that time is short for them now. And they keep telling me, Prabhuji, you are very fortunate. You took up while you are quite young. They keep telling me this. So, as you meet people, especially the elderly people, they will keep telling you. And people who have achieved a lot in material life, they will keep telling you that at that point when they reach that old age, they have realized that nothing satisfies them. That's when they realize that it would have been so nice if we had taken to Krishna consciousness when we are young. So all of you all have this great opportunity. I always give this example. In ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada started this movement. And when Srila Prabhupada started this movement, they were like young American boys and girls who joined Srila Prabhupada in the initial days. And all of them were trained by Srila Prabhupada in this aspect of bhakti, in the aspect of spirituality, in the aspect of seva. And these people now, who joined Srila Prabhupada in the 1970s when they were 19, 20-year-old boys and girls, at this point they are 70 years old. 70, 72, 75, many of them. But now also, they are preaching with that same vigor. They are preaching with that same vigor. And you look at their faces, they are so blissful. Most elderly people, they are miserable. They are miserable, they are sad, they are depressed. After retirement, they don't know what to do. But because these great personalities in their childhood, in their formative years as young people, they got the process of bhakti. Now as elderly people, they are so happy, so blissful, and preaching with such vigor. It's a great inspiration for everyone to see. Someone asked Srila Prabhupada, why are all your followers young? So Prabhupada asked them, why do people who go to colleges are youngsters? In your colleges, you have old people coming there? You have old people coming to colleges to learn? No. You have all young people now. Why you have young people in colleges? Why not old people? Anyone knows? Huh? Why do you have young people going to colleges? Because youth is a time of learning. What will you learn when you become old? You can learn, but it's very difficult. Youth is a time of learning. Youth is where you can learn and unlearn whatever you know wrong. So Krishna consciousness, the process of bhakti, spirituality, there are a lot of things to learn. There are a lot of things to learn. In a regular studies, you have, 10, 12 years of engineering, medicine, and whatever. It takes time. In spirituality, you have Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, so many books, so many things to learn, so many things to understand. When will you do it? This is the time. Youth is the time. If you invest in this time right now, if you form the right habits, then your future, which is inevitably going to come, we are going to definitely get old, it will be very blissful. It will be actually very blissful. This is the third reason why we take up to spiritual life, because spirituality is in youth can mold us, can transform us, and we can form the right habits. The fourth reason is as youngsters, the amount of responsibility and attachments are less. See, especially those who are studying still, as students you may feel that, pressure of studies is too much, I am the most miserable person, everyone else is happy outside. You may feel like that. But once you start working and once you get married and all that, the responsibilities shoot up like anything. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the guru of Srila Prabhupada, he would tell the story. One time there was a brahmachari. This brahmachari was living in a cave and he used to read Bhagavad Gita every day. So one day a rat came and started to eat the pages of Bhagavad Gita. So he thought, now I have to do something. He got one cat. So the cat came. Rat problem is solved. So now he was thinking, cat has come, I have to give milk to the cat. So how will I get milk? He got one cow to give milk to the cat. And after that he started to think, who will take care of the cow? He got married so that his wife can take care of the cow. After that he didn't open Bhagavad Gita only. Bhagavad Gita as it is, Jashi Ahe Tashi. So he did this whole process for what? So that rat will not eat the Bhagavad Gita and he'll be able to read it. But in this whole process, his attachments grew so much, he didn't touch Bhagavad Gita. So as you grow, as you get a job and especially when you have a family, after that the responsibilities and attachments are too much. After that, taking up spirituality is going to be quite a tough game. So therefore, before you all enter into that married life and all that family responsibilities, right now if you embrace spirituality as youngsters and then you get in, you will still remain very active. Like here we have, Rakesh Prabhu, who's been part of this youth forum. He's been practicing this. Now he's married. But even after he's married, Rakesh Prabhu is still practicing his spiritual life with the same enthusiasm. Right? And we have so many examples like this. So when you take up to youth, then when attachments are less, then it becomes easier for you, once you get married and have more responsibilities. The fifth reason, a very important reason why you should take up to youth is, as I told you, youth is the time for actual training to happen. The real solutions should be applied when we are younger. In the Mahabharata, I told you the example of Duryodhana. Who was the father of Duryodhana? Dhritarashtra. So Dhritarashtra, a very beautiful or a very interesting example. I wouldn't say beautiful, but very interesting example of Dhritarashtra. So Dhritarashtra, in the entire Mahabharata war, he saw all his 100 sons die. All his sons died. But still Dhritarashtra is attached to that kingdom, the comforts of the kingdom. And after the sons died, who killed the sons? The Pandavas killed the sons. The same Pandavas started to rule. And Dhritarashtra is sitting under them so that he can get everyday good food to eat. Vidura, who was the brother of Dhritarashtra, he comes and tells Dhritarashtra, shameless guy, what are you doing? the Pandavas killed your sons and you're still sitting with them, attached to your house, attached to the comforts of your house. Get out. And Vidura was telling Dhritarashtra, it is better to die in a forest unknown than to die like this shamelessly, living at the breadcrumbs given by Bhima, who has killed all your 100 sons. And with the painful, harsh, strong words of Vidura, Dhritarashtra at the fag end of his life took up to spirituality. He goes to the Himalayas. But because he took it up at a very late age, he couldn't perfect it. But in that same family, you have the example of Parikshit Maharaj. Same family. Same family. Parikshit, young boy, married, beautiful wife, children, everything. And suddenly he was cursed that he will die in 7 days. But because Parikshit got the training of spirituality in his childhood days, in his young days, Parikshit was not bewildered when he got that curse. Because the training was perfect. Dhritarashtra had no training of spirituality. Parikshit had training. See, when you face real problems in life, which is going to come to everyone, if you're in the illusion that no problems are going to come, that's a real big illusion. It will get blown very soon. Very soon you will face real problems in life. You'll experience your best near and dear friend may go through cancer, some death in the house, some tragedy in the house, depression. All these things are going to come. Now when real problems come in your life, which book are you going to open? Are you going to open your history book, geography book, maths book? Which book you're going to open? You may be a PhD, you may be like the best in all your studies. None of those books are going to help you. What will help you in those crucial times is your training of spirituality that you are getting now. So this is where the education is taught, the training is given, how to handle those times that are going to come, which is not got anywhere else. So what these programs, these Prerna programs, in one sense, according to me, is programs where real education happens. Myself, I have done my engineering in electronics and telecommunication. But honestly, I can tell you how much I have learned being in ISKCON, attending satsangs, reading books. I have not learnt it in all my years of school and education. This is where the real education and the real strength will come from. So Parikshit, when he was cursed that he will die in 7 days, Parikshit was not at all bothered. In fact, he embraced it very happily. Parikshit thought, wonderful, it's an opportunity for me to advance in spiritual life. Life is about 4 things. 4 words in life. Life means to live, to love, to lead, and to leave. These are 4 things in life. Parikshit, Yudhishthir Maharaj, Lord Ram, all these great personalities, they lived life well based on dharmic principles. They lived a life of loving others very genuinely, selflessly. They set great examples of leaders, and at the right time they left. They walked out gracefully. Therefore, in Bhagavatam, you have the example of Parikshit that we study. So in youth, when you get this training, when you embrace spirituality now, when those shocks will come in life, which is inevitably going to happen, your shock absorbers are in place. And without the shock absorbers of spirituality, life will hit you hard. The shock absorbers will help you, handle that shocks that are inevitably going to come. The 6th reason why we need to embrace spirituality while we are young, we will experience real freedom in life. See, many people, especially as youngsters, feel that spirituality, what stops youngsters from coming, youngsters feel that spirituality means too many restrictions. है कि नहीं? ISKCON जाएंगे, सत्संग जाएंगे, तो चाय नहीं, कांदा नहीं, नॉन वेज नहीं, ये नहीं, वो नहीं, 1000 चीज़ नहीं. ये फ्रीडम बहुत नहीं है ISKCON में. हमको फ्रीडम करना है, फ्रीडम, लाइफ ऑफ फ्रीडम चाहिए हमको, जो चाहिए वो करना है. Our Gaurang Prabhu gives this example. A football is free to be what? To be kicked by others. So freedom in this world without rules and regulations will only be kicked royally by Maya. Maya Devi will royally kick us. Just like a kite, a kite flies high. but that thread that is holding the kite is actually making the kite fly high. But if someone thinks this thread, because of this thread, the kite is not flying higher, let me cut the thread, the kite will fall. So rules and regulations in spirituality may appear that they are tying us down, but these very rules and regulations will help us fly higher. Therefore, Prabhupada calls these rules and regulations as regulative principles of freedom. Regulation and freedom are two opposite words, oxymoron. Again. But when you follow the regulations, actually you'll experience freedom. You all have heard of Harshad Mehta? All of you have heard? Harshad Mehta, he was there in the famous 1992 Bombay Stock Exchange scam. The biggest scam in the history of India probably. A scam worth 30,000 US dollars. 30,000, it's like a massive scam. Harshad Mehta, when he was getting into the scam, one of his best friend was an ISKCON devotee. Anand Vrindavan Prabhu. Best friend. So Harshad Mehta told him, you also join with me. Very soon we'll make a lot of money. But Anand Vrindavan Prabhu, he had come into ISKCON. He was taking guidance from Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj. Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj told him, don't get into it. It may appear too lucrative, don't get into it. And Anand Vrindavan Prabhu followed the advice of a sadhu. And at the end was, Harshad Mehta made this money, but lifetime he suffered in jail. And Anand Vrindavan Prabhu was through. Because he followed a life of regulation, he came to satsang and took up to spirituality. And Anand Vrindavan Prabhu keeps regularly telling the story of his own example. See, youth is a time where we can make our offering to Krishna. Right? Just like if you have to offer a flower to someone, when will you offer it? How will you offer it? When the flower is fresh. Abhi sada hua fool, किसी को जाके देंगे क्या? Valentine's Day, a boy goes and gives completely sada hua flower. I love you. Girl बोलेगी बाबा क्या बोल रहा है? I love you कि I hate you. बोल रहा I love you, but the flower shows that I hate you. So when you offer something fresh. So when we have to give a time and energy to Krishna, to God, when we should give it, as youngsters or as when we are old? When are we fresh? When is life fresh? As youngsters. This is when we should make this offering. One time there was one Brahmana who was going in a forest. Generally Brahmanas, Vaishnavas, they have this principle that whatever they offer it to Krishna and have. So this fellow had some puffed rice. Puffed rice is kurmura, puffed rice, kurmura in his hand. So he was feeling a little hungry, he wanted to eat it, but where he will offer in the forest. So he thought, let me eat it. As he was eating it, one wind came and blew the puffed rice away. So now the rice is going from his hand, the puffed rice is flying away. He started to shout, Govindaya Arpanamastu. Govinda, this is for you. Why? Because I can't enjoy, Krishna you enjoy. So in old age, you can't enjoy your body. People say, now it is for Krishna. That's good. But when you're in the peak of your youth, that is when you should offer. In Narsim Puran, the story comes, there was once one boy, same story of a flower, probably Valentine's Day. I don't know during those times there was Valentine's Day concept or not. But he was taking a nice rose flower and going to give to his girlfriend. Beautiful setting along the bank of a river. And as he was about to give it to his girlfriend, there was flood in the river. Water rose. Water rose to such an extent that both of them started to drown. And this fellow has flower in hand. He can't give it to the girl. He said, Krishna, this is for you. And he died. So he goes to the abode of Yamaraj. So Yamaraj looks in his record and tells him, Baba, you have done unlimited number of sin. You have to suffer in hell for eternity, for a very long time. But you have done one good thing. Before you died, you offered one flower to Krishna. So Yamaraj said, for this, you can go to heaven for some time. What do you want to do first? Heaven little time and then hell long time? Yeah, hell long time and then heaven little time. He said, let me go to heaven first. So he went to heaven for a very short while. As soon as he reached heaven, in heavens there are beautiful gardens, Nandakanana gardens, very beautiful gardens, unlimited flowers. So he went there, took the sword from one of the guards there, and he started to cut all the flowers and offer it to Krishna. Krishna, this is for you. Krishna, this is for you. And when his time got over in hell, Yamraj told him, when his time in heaven got over, Yamraj told him, now you don't have to go to hell. Go to Vaikuntha straight. Because this guy was thinking, one flower I offered, I got some time in heaven. If I offer all these flowers in heaven, I will get the spiritual world. So we all have many things to offer, especially as youngsters. All of you all have your talents, your skills, whatever Krishna has given us. If I'll offer it to Krishna, you will be the gainer. We will be the gainer. There's nothing that Krishna needs. Krishna has everything. We will actually gain. And finally, the last point from my side for you all, Bhakti, spirituality in young age brings a lot of maturity in life. You have the example of, in Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto of Narad Muni. Narad Muni, in his previous life, he was a son of a maid servant. And 5 years old, Narad Muni, in his previous life, Narada is telling the story to Vyas. So one time, some sadhus come to his house and they do satsang in his house. And Narad Muni, a 5-year-old boy, is just sitting in that satsang. What can a 5-year-old boy understand? How much can he understand? But Narad Muni tried his best to understand. And then the sadhus went away. After some time, the mother of Narada, in his previous life, she was a maid servant, going to houses, doing some simple work, menial job. She was bit by a snake and she died. This boy, Narada, in his previous life as this 5-year-old boy, he didn't have father, he didn't have mother. At this, if something happens like this to a 5-year-old child, a child will go in depression, he'll start crying. But Narada, because he got this training of spirituality for some months, it made such a big difference. When that incident happened, he thought, probably this is Krishna's plan. Let me just renounce and go to the north. He went to the north, he did austerities, he saw Krishna, and in the next life, he got the body of Narad Muni, the most perfected spiritual being. And there are n number of examples like this. So when you all take up to spirituality as youngsters, you will gain maturity and wisdom beyond your age. Beyond your age. That is what is waiting for all of us. So in today's session, we saw, in essence, we saw what is spirituality, how the highest form of spirituality is the process of Bhakti Yoga. We saw the benefits of spirituality. The first benefit is we will be happy in life. We'll gain a lot of happiness. We'll gain a lot of peace, satisfaction. We'll experience success. We will experience true life. And we saw why we should take up to spirituality. We saw that youth is a time when material desires are less. This is a time where the real training can happen. And youth, we need to take it up because we really don't know when death is going to come. Right? Life is really very short in that way. Right? I just yesterday in the program I was mentioning, I passed a lot of my life here in Ponda doing my engineering college. Even before that, and after engineering college, Brahmachari Ashram. For me, it just appeared that I've just passed out of engineering. I'm now 41. So time has passed so quickly in my life. So you all may feel you all are young and there's a lot of time to go, but time runs very quick. So this is the right time to take up when attachments are less, responsibilities are less. And if the right training happens, then we can be like Parikshit and not like Dhritarashtra. Right? And then we saw that youth is a time where we can actually make our fresh offering to Krishna. So all of you all have great potential in life. Youth is actually the future of India, future of this world. All of you all have great power, great potential. If you all can just channelize this passion that the youth has in the right direction, you all can make great changes and great transformation in your own life, and you can impact the world. Bharat bhumite hoila manushya janma jahar, janma sartak kari kara paropkar. In this human form of life, especially in this land of India, if you all take up the spirituality, your life will become perfect, and then you can help the life of so many other people. Myself, I came to the path of Krishna consciousness when I was 14, 15 years, and now I'm 41. All my youth is gone in practice of Krishna consciousness in serving. And I can honestly tell you that my youth days, which I've channelized in the service of Krishna and all the seva I could do, these are the best memories of my entire life. And I feel so grateful that I could actually take up to this process. So my best wishes to all of you all, and we hope and pray that all of you all can take up to this process with a lot of sincerity, and all of you all can make a lot of progress and make a difference in this world. Most people out are actually suffering in this world, and the solution is there in the pages of Bhagavatam, in the scriptures. So once you all understand this, you all can become part of this mission where you all can try to help others also. So thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Anyone has any questions? Any comments, any questions? Sorry for a little long session. Any questions? Hope you all understood. No questions means you all have understood everything. Good. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Very happy to see